The following is a 5 for 2 production. And now, virtually live from somewhere in America, it's the show you love. It's Reverend Todd Baker's What the Hell Was That?
No more hesitating. God knows I've had time for waiting.
And welcome back to a brand new episode and a brand new season of Reverend Todd Baker's What the Hell Was That?
We're back. We're back. We made it back onto the air. Todd, big tech censorship tried to take us down. Tell the people. We just recorded a whole episode, and
Somehow it went to Parler and then got discontinued. It was flagged by Twitter and immediately associated with Trump and then burned. So
Zoom is now in on the big tech censorship. We may have to, we love you, Zoom.
Might have to find a new medium for what the hell was that here. But so yeah, folks, with me as always is my good buddy Kevin Monavon. Kevin, good to see you.
Good to see you, Todd. Happy New Year to you. Happy new regime, new administration.
Regime. We call it what you want, I guess. But
I heard someone call it a regime today, and I thought it might be something of a Freudian slip. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, were you watching Fox News or CNN?
No, actually, neither.
All right. So now, for folks out there who may be wondering, and I get this question a good bit from time to time. People come up to me on the street and ask, Todd, are you really a reverend? To which, I get it a lot. So I try to be nice. I try to be polite. And, I usually just, respond as kindly as possible, simply by saying, what are you, fucking moron? It's a TV show. No, I'm not a reverend. Am I a reverend? No. Now, technically, I am a ordained minister, but that to me, that doesn't sound as funny as reverend. Especially as a stand-up comedian, you go on stage, and now ordained minister Todd Baker. Not nearly as funny as now Reverend Todd Baker. Kevin,
now you can marry people, right?
Oh yeah, sure. As a matter of fact, I can marry people and divorce them, depending on what state I'm in. However, divorce does cost double. It's your fault for making bad life choices, folks. If it's redemption, forgiveness, or just a warm place you seek. Well, then come on down to Reverend Todd Baker's Church of Truth and Love. No donations necessary. Just bring your own weed. So that's all I ask. So now that we've got that blatant plug out of the way, since we last met, and I believe the last episode aired in June.
Something like that. Yeah, we started Ticket Subs. Our first episode went on the air on July the 5th. So
quite a bit has gone down.
In
these last few months. Now, just do a quick COVID death update. Back in June, we had just crossed the 100,000 mark. As of this week, as of the new administration, we are crossing 400,000. 400,000 USA. So not exactly something to be proud of, folks, but
yeah, the flags out on the mall tomorrow aren't just for decoration. They are marking, there are 400,000 flags for each of our COVID deaths.
So again, nothing to celebrate here, folks. Certainly not our proudest moment. And nothing to really say making America great. However, I think there is hope on the horizon. No thanks to Operation Warp Speed, but we do have 2 new vaccines, one through Pfizer and one through Moderna. But both of them clearly stated when the vaccine came out, this does not have anything to do with Operation Warp Speed. That's not being a Trump dick. That's exactly what they said. So I don't want to hear it. Now, in the meantime, we still have millions unemployed. I'm one of them, happily so. Small businesses are dying. However, if you look at the stock market, Wall Street's doing great. Boy, those numbers are just through the roof right now.
So play some bets on something.
So for the 20% of America who actually has the extra money to invest, good for you. The other 80% of us are still sucking it up and trying to figure out how to get a better job at this point. So it's almost like the rich are getting richer. It's weird. I don't know.
When
all I
all
know
the
is,
small businesses are closed down and the only place you can buy anything from is one of the, the big corporate places, doesn't surprise me.
speaking of going out of business, my restaurant that I had worked at for the last 4 years was just bought and sold.
Oh,
So every single employee that has been working there through this whole coronavirus, bye-bye. Bye-bye. We're bringing in a new staff.
thanks
you.
for risking your life. See ya.
Have a great day. So I'm pretty happy with my decision not to go back to work at the restaurant because I would have been really pissed. And I worked there these last 8 or 9 months and all of a sudden got shit canned. I would have burned that fucker to the ground. I'll tell you that. So I'm better off unemployed, folks.
Would have the authorities at YouTube, Todd saying he would have done that, but since that didn't happen, we're not talking about violence. We're not.
No, of course not, because that's a fantasy. I would have burned it to the ground, and then I would have jumped up and down naked and rubbed peanut butter all over my body, which of course is completely insane and would never possibly happen. So therefore, you can't possibly take it seriously. I know the rules, but riots. We had a whole bunch of riots.
Yeah, we have a little segment coming up here in a little while on some of the wonderful the wonderful crew that was
down. Do a little then and now segment on riots. Now, folks, for those of you who recall, we had a few outbursts of emotion over the summer. Most of which was due to the fact that white cops kept killing black people, like on videotape. So dude, when you've got your foot on the neck of somebody and they're saying, "Mama, Mama, I can't breathe," it's a little sympathetic for the person, and so that's why some people may have overreacted a little bit. I'm not condoning any sort of violence. I sound like a Republican here. I'm not condoning violence, not condoning the riots. However,
right. I seem to be reminded of a Sam Kinison punchline when he talks about cat death. Or their wife beating.
I don't
That's what it was.
support cat death, but I'm not against it.
Right? No, I was thinking more of the wife beating. There was a Sam Kinison joke about that with the wife beating. I don't condone.
I don't condone it, but I understand what's going Mr. Hand into Mr. Fist.
I don't condone violence whenever a black man is killed by the police, but I understand it.
So anyhow, again, at the time, it seemed like there was a rational, not a rational reason for this happening, but at least an understandable one, a visual one, something you could see that actually happened. Now, what happened in this last week was essentially a whole bunch of angry white folks who were pissed off that Donald Trump lost. And they were told by Donald Trump, as well as many others, that no, I won, and I'm going to be reelected. All you got to do is just show up at the Capitol. They won't be able to put the votes through. We got a couple Democrats or got a couple Republicans in the House and the Senate. They're all going to vote. Everything's going to be fine. You'll see. Just show up, and it'll be all good. And it turns out these people were really pissed off, and maybe a little more organized than Donald Trump was planning, because these fuckers got into the Capitol like nothing. I mean, if this is a Black Lives Matter thing, these people, we've got a lot of dead motherfuckers on our hands.
Did you see some of the video? Cops were literally moving the barricades and letting people through. Come on in.
Now, this is a very recent development, but being that the inauguration is tomorrow, we had a little vetting process with the current members of our illustrious
our National Guard.
National Guard. Now, out of 240 or 50,000 of them, they had to fire 12. That's not a bad ratio. But again, there was about 12 nutballs in there that had some, Proud Boy shit on their Facebook page, or a little too gung ho with their Second Amendment rights or whatnot. But just kind of felt like, maybe they should get them a job back at McDonald's or something. So, we had to let go a couple people just for security's sake. I understand that. I mean, shit, if you look at Washington D.C. right now, it looks like a fucking DMZ zone down there. I mean, you can't get in, you can't get out, everything's shut down. It looks a little frightening actually. But if these are the safeguards that need to be, Kevin, how's things looking in Columbus right now?
Well, there was supposed to be some kind of a protest down there over the weekend, another stop the steal something. But I think the word's out, Todd. I think the word's out with the Patriots that the liberals just trying to trick us. They want us to come out and say, everybody stay home for the inauguration, don't go out, don't protest, don't take your guns out. That's what they want. So I don't know. So if that works, I mean, I think there's a whole lot of there's a whole reverse psychology thing going on right now.
Dude, if we could have done that 4 years ago with preventing these fuckers from voting, we never would have had Trump in office in the first goddamn place.
Yeah.
But anyhow, so look, folks, for those of you who don't accept reality or have not been watching the news for the last month or so, Biden won. Get over it, okay? It's over. You know, after 60 lawsuits, including Louis Gohmert out of Texas, suing Mike Pence to overturn the election, the refusal of Bill Barr, Donald Trump's biggest lapdog, and the newly packed right-wing Supreme Court, when they refused to touch this issue with a 10-foot pole.
When all three of his all three of the judges that he appointed said, "Nah, we don't want anything to do with this." Thanks for the appointment. Thanks for the appointment, though. But nah, we like this job.
Yeah. So again, there's been no proof of widespread voter fraud as claimed by not only Donald Trump but several other politicians in the House and the Senate. So again, you know what. Whatever they were trying to do clearly did not work. I understand that every vote should count, that democracy does matter. But, you know, when the state of Georgia has done 3 counts and every single one of them said the same, I don't know what you're protesting. So, you know, again, for Ted Cruz and the rest of those senators and members of the House who decided to stand up for American justice, let's hope you fuckers got a job in a couple of years, because I don't think you helped your resume one iota with this little stunt.
You see the joke about Trump lost so many times in Michigan, they were thinking about making him a football coach?
I heard they were just going to change the name of the state to Trump. So, but it didn't change.
Did you see today? Here, you may have something to say about this. This is actually pretty funny, if you ask me. Did you see today? Trump said he's not going to pay Rudy for his lawyer services.
Good.
Trump thought he was getting one of those, those attorneys where
pro bono.
Yeah, no, he thought he was getting one of those attorneys on TV where if we don't win your case,
you don't pay. Yeah, that's not the way that works. Well, you know. Between
poor Rudy puts his reputation completely on the line. May be involved in some kind of an insurrection charge, and he can't even get paid.
I predict the next time you see Rudy Giuliani is going to be Dancing with the Stars. So
good call.
I think that's the direction his career is going at this point. So and Dershowitz might be dancing right next to him. So you never know. But so, folks, we wanted to show some pictures.
Yes.
Patriots.
Yes, we'll talk about some of the. It's a good crew we got there, Todd. We'll talk about this during the segment, but I've said that Ted Nugent talks a big game, but he was not down there at the Capitol.
I didn't see him down there with Sammy Hagar drinking any Cabo Wabo.
But one of my actual heavy metal band that I actually like a lot. Their main songwriter, guitar player, frontman John Schaefer from Iced Earth. He was there. he was spraying They have him on video spraying Capitol Police with bear spray, like the kind of mace that you take on a hiking trip to spray grizzlies with.
No, wait, was that the guy with the horns and all the fur shit?
No. This is the guy who was standing. I'll show the picture in our next segment, but he was kind of standing there with all the yahoos yelling, and someone. I mean, it wasn't like an hour after that thing happened, Blabbermouth and all of the heavy metal sites. Is this John Shaver from Iced Earth leading the rioters? I noticed they've been very hush hush about it. They have not mentioned it on Howard Stern because Richard Christie from Howard Stern was in a band with that guy. So he was in Iced Earth. Yeah, he was in Iced Earth for a while. He played on a couple of their best albums. And I even sent it into email. I'm like, You know, I would have thought you guys would at least, this would be a reason to pick on Richard, you know, Rick, and, you know, hey, that idiot band member of yours, aren't you glad you got out of, aren't you glad you're not in a band with him anymore? So anyway, like I said, we'll talk about it. You'll see some of the pictures in the next segment, folks. We've got some good. We've got the guy with the horns. He was thinking he was some kind of a Ted Nugent wannabe or something. I don't know, but
Man of the Mountain. Who the hell knows?
He called himself the QAnon shaman.
Well, look, they're hunting down these super geniuses one by one, and
none of them wore masks. They all made fun of the Antifa people for masks.
For not wearing masks, and now they're all being identified for not wearing masks. I love it.
I saw something that said if you had your cell phone on while you were in the Capitol on, you know, whatever thing, they're gonna find you.
Yeah, we know where you are. We can find it. I love it. I love it. I call that true justice.
It was not the most well conceived revolution.
No.
It was not Bastille Day.
Yeah, some guys kicking up on Nancy's desk, you know. And I love the footage. I love the footage of these douchebags going through the paperwork on the desk, going, we gotta find something on these scumfucks. You know, you don't even know how to read.
Did you see the one lady who actually she stole Pelosi's laptop? I think this is where the yeah, she was going to try to sell it to the Russians. Oh, I'm a patriot. I'm here. Rah USA. I'm here. I'm going to storm the Capitol and take down the government because I believe in liberty. How much will the Russians pay for her speaker's laptop? Ay.
Lock her up. Lock her up. So folks, I was planning on taking you to a little field trip this week. I was a little excited about this. The villages down here in their ultimate wisdom have a little group of folks called the Villagers for Trump. And I like to check up on their website every now and then and just get their emails just to see what kind of information that they are spreading to the masses down here. And aside from theories like shutting down the emergency broadcast system and drinking blood of small children, some of their other wonderful theories included the fact that Donald Trump would be reelected tomorrow, and they were going to have a big rally here in the villages, not necessarily a Stop the Steal rally. This was going to be called Keep America Great or some shit like that. But apparently a couple of my local politicians, Brett Haig from here in Florida and Senator Dumbfuck, I can't remember what his name is, but these two dummies were going to go speak at this thing. And according to Brett Haig's representative, who I spoke with earlier, he's going to be giving, or supposed to be giving, the opening prayer, which I found interesting. So Kevin, I called his office earlier. You've got a little clip of that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I believe we have that for people.
But it turns out, hey, who knows? Maybe my phone call scared him off because the villagers have now shut down the rally tomorrow. It's no longer happening. I was really looking forward to taking the video camera and talking to some of these enlightened folks and finding out exactly why they believe that Donald Trump is still president. I think it'd be fun to kind of talk to them, but we'll have to save that for another time, folks. In the meantime, do you want to do the picture segment now, or
yeah, we could take a break and cut to that, or and then we'll be back here with more.
Okay.
So Todd, here's something we can agree on. Despite wherever my political leanings might be, I'm not so hardcore or ready to defend my beliefs to where I'm gonna head down to the Capitol building and raid the place.
Look, first of all, I'm too old to get in the mosh pit at a clutch show. Do you think I'm going to go down? Do you think I'm going to drive from Florida to D.C. to hang out with a bunch of random yahoos and try to then break into a federal building? No.
I gotta say, Todd, Ted Nugent, he didn't put his money where his mouth is. He has no balls.
Sammy Hagar anywhere near that Capitol.
Now you know who was there in the music world? The John Schaefer from Iced Earth. When a band's writing songs like Declaration Day and When the Eagle Cries, maybe You thought maybe they're a little patriotic, but
Well,
John,
when you said Declaration Day, I thought you were talking about Jason Isbell for a second.
no, Declaration Day, like for the Declaration of Independence. But I used to think the guy was just patriotic. I didn't know he was like, let's overthrow the government. Patriotic. I saw they arrested him finally today. He finally turned himself in. They've got him on camera using bear spray to spray at the Capitol Guard.
Look, Kevin.
The memes and the spoofs have been great. I'm going to throw something up here on the screen. Here's Iced Earth's album Dystopia with a new cover. So yeah. And, oh, wait a minute. Speaking of Ted Nugent, here's a new Ted Nugent album cover. How about this guy in the horns here? I liked everybody tried to say he's an Antifa guy. He's an Antifa guy. Meanwhile, you go look up the dude's Facebook, and it's totally
he should have just had it, the shirt on saying, "I'm going to jail."
I mean, he's got every white power, symbol known to man tattooed on his body, but he's Antifa.
Well, that was the funny part. Is like, when they're showing these pictures, and by the way, like I said, I've already gotten kicked off of Twitter and Facebook, so all I had left was Parler.
And then they
Parler down. I can't even call Mark Levin an angry little Jew anymore.
Todd, it's funny. On one of the last few episodes of Ticket Sub, we were joking about like, get these episodes now before they start attacking free speech, and now look where we are.
So, folks, we made it back. Folks, we're here. What the hell was that? 2021. Kevin, are you still with me? Can you hear me, Kevin?
We're still here. Joe Biden is president, and they have not shut down all free speech yet. It's amazing.
Did your Capitol burn down? Were there any riots in your town?
I don't think anything happened here in Columbus. I think we made it through relatively unscathed.
Well, praise Jesus, folks. It's Inauguration Day, and it seems to have gone out pretty much without a hitch. So no riots. No.
Well, when you have a city on full lockdown and 20,000 military troops, it'd be kind of hard for the militias to make their play today.
So hey, white people, relax. Your Starbucks are okay. All right, so it's all right. You'll be fine. So basically, things are back to normal almost, guys. Aside from the fact the ex-president refused to show up at the inauguration, little sissy pants. But yeah, at least Mike Pence had the courage to to have the decency and be a man show up and say, hey, good for you and congratulations, and we lost.
The last time that I was reading the history of this, the last time that a president didn't attend was Andrew Johnson, the first impeached president. He didn't attend Ulysses S. Grant's inauguration.
Trump was impeached twice, so it's no wonder he didn't show up. So, but I mean,
there have been 4 impeachments in our history, and Trump has half of them. So.
I'm telling you, folks, when that little Fruit Loop, Lindsey Graham, and that son of a Mitch McConnell refuses to show up at Trump's going away party, you know it's over. All right, yeah. The elephant's dead.
Yeah, they all went to mass with Biden. Instead, I can get behind that. Todd, speaking of the ex-presidents, I mean this sincerely. I hope Bill and Barack are okay after Garth Brooks insisted on hugging them after he sang, what was it, America the Beautiful, or whichever song he sang. I mean, now Bill has survived, I'm sure, many bouts with VD, but can he survive the Oklahoma Rona if he catches it from Garth Brooks? So that's my question.
I'd be less concerned with Bill than I would about Barack, but
I'd be more concerned with Bill. He's the old one. Barack's probably would be all right.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't give a rat's ass if Bill Clinton dies. That cheating right wing motherfucker. Yeah, well, look, I will say Clinton was a right wing motherfucker in his financial policies. He might have been a leftist when it came to the moral issues, but that's probably because he couldn't keep his dick out of his pants. So, but again, we're not talking about the past. We're talking about the future.
I was just expressing concern for our ex-presidents. I thought we weren't supposed to be touching and hugging each other. I'm sure they've both been vaccinated. Whether or not Garth Brooks has been vaccinated or not, I don't know. He probably has. He's got more money than God, so I'm sure they probably are.
When the last time you saw Garth Brooks? I'm sure he's been under quarantine for like 5 years now. No one's seen Garth since the 1995 CMAs. So
I think you're wrong about that, but
I'm sure I am.
But it sounds good.
Let's not fact check. I'm trying, look, you're the one that always encourages me to goddamn, try to, what's it called? Ad lib. Yeah, yes. I suck at it. I'm not good.
The kid's riffing. The kid's riffing.
So anyhow, first of all, like I said, let's move on to the future here, folks. What are the possibilities ahead? First and foremost, let's cure COVID. Okay, I think we can all agree on that. Whether you lean to the left or to the right, I think we can all agree that is the number one priority for America. If you want to put America first, let's try to stop killing an extra 100,000 people every 3 months. So that's number one. After that, we're probably going to need some financial aid. And for all of those folks who are now currently worried about the deficit in our country, well, you didn't seem too concerned about the deficit when we were offering 1.5 trillion to give tax breaks to the upper 1% of our country. So suck it up, you fucking hypocritical sons of bitches. Let's put some money out there into America and let's put some money back into the economy. Speaking of stimulating the economy, considering the fact that the Democrats now have control of the House and the Senate, and even before the election, the Democrats had voted to legalize or at least decriminalize marijuana. Well, then it's already passed the House. We have the Senate. Let's move it along and let's get things going, folks. If you want to cut the deficit, if you want to raise our tax base, if you want to create jobs, stimulate the economy, create new industries, advance medical research, find renewable energy sources, feed and clothe the poor of our country, then there's only one thing we need to do, and that's legalize weed. Legalize weed. And folks, if you can't get on board with that, then you need to go back to your minister or your priest or your reverend or your Sherpa or whoever it may be, because I'm going to tell you something right now here, folks. Reverend Todd Baker is going to let you in on a little secret. Marijuana is a gift from God. So if you have a problem with marijuana, take it to the manufacturer, folks. All right. I'm Reverend Todd Baker. This is What the Hell Was That? We'll be back with another episode in the next 100 days, and we'll see what Biden can get done in then. So, Kevin, in the meantime, God bless you, brother, for keeping this thing on the air. And you can find us on Podbean.
Podbean. If you want to just listen to this, you can get us anywhere you find podcasts. You can also,
if you want to actually see me ranting in person, you can go to YouTube and watch it.
Right here on YouTube, and check out if you just want to see me and Todd talking shit about bands and concerts,
no politics whatsoever.
Go over and watch Ticket Stubs. So there's something for everybody here at the 5 for 2 Network.
Not exactly the children, unless they're over 13, but still.
I was just going to say here before we wrap up, I just looked down and I had this book on my desk. It looks like this book is no longer complete. Can you read that? The complete book of U.S. presidents. Well,
you better pencil one more in there, motherfucker. Mr. President!
Get yourself a look, man. Quit yourself a job. Do something.
Rocky, stop eating grass.